In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear brake calipers on this Nissan Rogue. These are going to be located behind the rear wheels. Let's get into it. I'm going to use a hood prop and compress the brake pedal. Just push it down with your foot and have the hood prop up against the seat. That's going to keep the pressure on the brake system, preventing any fluid coming out when we have the lines disconnected. We're going to remove the wheel, use a 21mm socket. Remove the wheel. I'm going to take a 12mm socket. We're just going to loosen up the brake hose. Just crack it free. Make sure you have a drain bucket underneath. Might lose a little bit of brake fluid. And we'll just snug it up loosely just so it stops leaking. Using a 14mm socket, take the lower bolt off for the caliper. This bolt is attached to the pin. Now grab the caliper, just slide it up, and pull the pin out, the top pin out. And we'll use a brake caliper hanger and just hang it out of the way. Take the brake pads off. Keep in mind the inboard pad has a squealer or a warning indicator, and that's going to be downward. Using a 17mm socket, take the caliper bracket bolts out. Slide the bracket off. Take the new caliper. We're going to take the bracket off the caliper. Use a 14mm socket. Take these slide pin bolts out. Pull those out. Keep in mind the one with the rubber bushing on it is going to be the opposite of where the bleed screw is, so it's going to be at the base. Take the bracket. I'm going to put the anti-rattle clips on. Now we can install the bracket on the vehicle. Slide the caliper bracket over. Get the bolt started. Torque these bolts to 62 foot-pounds. Take the brake pads, get those lined up. The inboard pad with the squealer at the base. That's lined up. Now take the pins. I'm just going to use a little silicone brake lubricant or brake caliper grease. Just a thin coat. Now put the caliper over the brake pads. Get the lower pin with the rubber bushing on it. Get that one started. And the other pin, get that one started. Snug those down. Now we'll torque these to 32 foot-pounds. Now I'll take the hanger off the brake caliper. And you want to take this line off. We use the 12mm socket. Take this off. Make sure you have a drain bucket underneath. You might lose a little bit of fluid. Pull that off. Take the hose off. Make sure there's no seals on the hose. I'm going to take those off. You can use the banjo bolt to pull the seal off if you need to. Just make sure it looks pretty clean. And wipe it off with a rag. Looks good. If you need to, you can use a wire brush if it's badly rusted. Now we're going to take the new banjo bolt, make sure there's a seal. You're going to go through the hose and another seal on the other side. And we'll thread that into the caliper. There's a little pin, you want it to line up with the hole. That's good. Using a 11mm socket, just snug this down. And we'll torque this to 13 foot-pounds. Now we can pull the hood prop off the brake pedal. I take this bleeder cap off. You can just grab that, pull that off. If you need to, use a pick or a screwdriver, straight blade screwdriver. We use an 8mm wrench. Loosen up the bleeder. Make sure you have a drain bucket underneath. And we're going to gravity bleed this. Wait till fluid starts coming out at a steady pace. And there it goes. Just look for air bubbles. I don't see any air bubbles, so that's going well. Close this up. And just snug that up. Take the cap, put the cap on. After pumping the brake pedal, if the pedal still feels soft, you want to do a full brake bleed procedure. And we're going to top off the fluid. You just want to wipe the cap off of the brake fluid reservoir. Take the cap off, and with a new bottle of brake fluid, I'm going to top it off. Make sure it's the correct type of brake fluid. This is .3 and .4. If you check the cap, this vehicle, it says to use .3 or 4. And put the cap back on. Now install the wheel. Get the lug nut started. Snug these down. Now we're going to torque the lug nuts to 83 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Go around again, double check. I'm just going to take a rag, wipe off the cap of the reservoir. Take the cap off. Just using a pick. There's a screen in here. Just want to pop that screen out. Just going to get on the side of it and just pull it up. Just grab the screen, put that in later. Now I'm going to use a fluid extraction pump, make sure it's clean. Take out as much dirty brake fluid as you can. You don't have to go nuts, just get a good amount of it out. And we'll put the screen back in. And take a fresh bottle of brake fluid. Make sure it's the correct kind. This is .3 and 4. You can double check the cap. On this cap it says to use .3 or .4. And pour it in. Fill it up to the max line. That's up to the max line, that's right there. Take the cap and put the cap on. Because this vehicle has ABS, it is required to disconnect the battery to do this brake bleed procedure. So you want to disconnect the battery at this point. You're going to disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. Use a 10mm wrench. Loosen up the terminal. And disconnect that and just set that aside. We're going to raise and support the vehicle, have all four wheels off, and we're going to start with the right front caliper. After the right front, we're going to go to the left front caliper, and then the right rear caliper, and then finally on the left rear caliper. With an assistant in the vehicle, they're going to pump the brake pedal when we're ready. Take this cap off. I'm going to use a 8mm wrench on the bleeder. Then I'm going to use a hose to keep it a little bit clean, but you could just use a drain bucket. And we're going to have the assistant in the vehicle pump the brakes. Go ahead and pump the pedal. Nice and slow. You want to do that about 3 times. And then we're going to open the bleeder screw. A little bit of fluid came out and a little bit of air. Close it up. Go ahead, pump the pedal 3 times. And hold it. Open the screw. A little bit less air bubbles. Close it up. Go ahead, pump the pedal. And hold it. Oh, a little more bubbles. Just keep doing it. One more time. And hold it. There we go, no air bubbles. Close that up. Pull the hose off. Make sure this is snug. Put the cap on. You use a little brake parts cleaner, just clean that up. And then you're going to move on and do the same procedure on the left front caliper. I'll just top off the fluid, take the cap off, and just top off the brake fluid. Put the cap back on. And now we're on the right rear wheel. Take this cap off. Put the 8mm wrench on the bleeder. And I'll put the hose on. All right, go ahead, pump the pedal. And hold it. Loosen it up. A little bit of bubbles. Close it up. Go ahead, pump the pedal. Hold it. Open it up. Little bubbles. Close it up. Go ahead, pump the pedal. And hold it. Open the bleeder screw. And close it up. There's no bubbles. And the fluid looks good. Take the hose off. And snug this down. Put the cap on. Just use a little brake parts cleaner. Clean up the area. Then you're going to do the same procedure on the left rear wheel. I'll just top off the fluid, take the cap off, and just top off the brake fluid. Put the cap back on. Now connect the negative terminal, line that up. Tighten this down. Give the terminal a wiggle. It's tight. At this point, you want to put the wheels back on and you can torque those lug nuts to 83 foot-pounds.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.